Hi everyone. Thank you for joining our today's session. I think just because today we have a really huge volume of the registration, so we just give everyone a little bit time to join it. I'm not sure like how's everyone's weather going, but in the UK at least it's super sunny. Yeah, so these months were very warm. I much appreciate that. Okay, I can see quite a lot of people joining the session. We just give another probably 10 to 15 seconds, then we just crack on. Oh, wow, we got quite a lot. Okay, okay, shall we start crack on our today's session? Um, Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening for everyone joining our today's session. First, let me just introduce myself. I'm Felix Han. I'm the Business Development Executive at Said Business School at University of Oxford. And today, our session about the why Oxford and the executive diplomas. And today's session is our very first session for the 2026 cycle. Um, Also, I have my colleagues join me today, except our recruitment team. It's my honor to invite our previous alumni, Dan and Sophia. Actually, we have another panelist waiting to join. However, today he's stuck with like very important meeting. Probably, I hope he will join later. He is one of our current students at Diploma. And regarding to this session's agenda, so the first 20 to 25 minutes, I'll be illustrated about our diploma. Then we will move to the final panel discussion. You get chance to hear a lot of exciting story from our alumni. And then we have time for you to have like a Q&A session, so you can ask any questions. So if you have any question, you can use the Q&A button to ask questions. Yeah, and the final bit, may may I ask a favor, like just leave us some feedback for us to how to improve in the future activities. And this session will be recorded as well, so don't worry if you miss that. If you have want to recall some information, we will send you the email for this as well. Cool. Yeah, thank you. Before we start moving to the very huge information session, I would probably like launch a poll. Also, I'm very curious, like, do you guys can vote it? Like, what's the top motivation for you guys to consider about our program? Now I will just launch the poll. Yeah, I think here, just give me a second. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, I will just launch a poll. Yeah, probably. I hope you guys will see it on your screen. So could you please just voted the top three, the motivation for considering our program? Oh, I can see the answer is coming. We will just probably give you another 10 seconds. You, oh wow, we have quite a lot of answer coming through. That looks really good. Okay, so I probably will just the end poll here. Yes, and then I can share the results with you guys as you can see. Cool. Yeah, probably a lot of you guys already know like the our diploma is just get a kind of an expanded knowledge, and particularly the relevant to the executives level. It allow you to have the broader general management programs such as EMBA or MBA or other different similar courses. However, for our diplomas, it kind of give you like a deep dive into the particular specialist areas as a lot of people voting for, which is really good for you, your own knowledge and also building your profile. A lot of people like recognizing that we will be kind of like expanding their global networking as a lot of people choosing that as well. You have the opportunity to particularly unique about this program is that it does give you the opportunity to have a credit qualification from the Oxford as well. Yeah, I can see some people going to vote that as well. Oh, also I can see Arvin is joining. Hi Arvin. Yeah, we already started, but don't worry, later we will move to the panel discussion. Um, Laura, would you please share the slides? Guys, just bear with me a second. Yeah, we just because the Zoom is slightly slow.
Is that
So
all
we
right? You should see the Say Business School slide.
is everyone? I think I can't see it. Sorry. Does anyone can see it?
I can see it.
Okay. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be good. Yeah. So I will be quick give you a general idea about who is the Said Business School and about our university. Very general information. I know a lot of people before consider about our program. There are obviously a lot of great schools, organizations, or programs are available. But not many are kind of like embedding the university like Oxford. Our history and university is made up of 39 colleges and around 100 departments, which is Said Business School is one of them. And Said Business School will be your future main home. You will be the associate member of a college, but it also give you the opportunity to go through the whole ecosystem as well. Actually, I would like to highlight here next year gonna be our Said Business School 30 years old. So I think it will be really good timing for you guys to consider about 2026 because we will definitely have a lot of celebration, ceremony, activities. Yeah, probably you guys can see on this photo. So this is one of our flagship building at Pacan Street. So you can see the top level there is we got the library, and this is all the diploma students will be studying at. And our school is keep growing
抱
as
歉，我
well.
问一下，谁
So
是菲菲啊？
sorry, I would, yeah. Yeah, so next year, we will have the new Global Leadership Center, which is the process of being built in Oxford. So as you can see, as a top leading business school, we are growing, we are looking into the future, and also we are facing the tomorrow's challenges. Okay, next slide. Yes, so this is about yourself, about your learning, and probably I'll give you guys an idea about what is an executive diploma. Yeah, so with our diploma, this diploma is 1 year part-time. Typically, we will have the 4 modules we'll be delivering in person, most of them. And this course is at the taught master level. So in the UK, it's level 7. And also, this course is being accredited. I would say this program is very academically rigorous and very practical. So usually our course will be start from January and March from 2026. And next year, the tuition fee would be £33,310. But also we know like our AI course is getting popular and popular. Probably one call is not enough. So now we have two streams for artificial intelligence for business. And also from the last year, we had launched a new fully online stream for strategy and innovation. So designed for people who can't physically travel here, or people who are extremely busy, or people prefer the online learning. So you get a chance to choose our strategy and innovation. It will be delivered via the live session over the 5 days for each module. Okay, so next slide is about our academics. I really, really hope everyone can get familiar with those faces because these guys, these experts will be accompanied with you for the rest of the year within your study. These is the other key members of our faculties who lead our program, executive programs. And they are the expert and often the very renowned in their fields, and they all teaching other programs at business school as well. But they also love to being involved in executive diplomas, and also they have chance to hearing a lot of like experienced professional people like you guys, and they also enjoy to spending time to get to know you very well. They all super lovely. A lot of them being in school like a very, very long time or helping to establish the business school. So all of them are our legend, and our assets. Next slide. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we are the leading AI course. So actually, I use the AI tools to creating these slides because I just feed the information to the AI set. Because sometimes I do have the inquiry about what's the difference between different program, what kind of candidate you are looking for, which program should I more suitable for. So here is the answer from AI. But I think it's quite accurate. So for example, for the strategy and innovation diplomas, it's mainly focused on the decision making and innovative, how to become more competitive in the innovation world. And regarding our AI for business, I know for different organizations, they always have like the AI program, but I would say the Oxford one is super unique because our course is at the master level. Also, we won't be teaching you like how to coding, how to do the machine learning, like that technical part. It's mainly like you as a strategic leader standing at a strategic level, how to use the AI to support your business. And for financial strategy, this course is super obviously is more focused on the corporate finance, how to avoid financial risks, and corporate evaluation, or how to grow in a financial way. And regarding the global business, our course is triple sector focused. So we focus on the corporate, we focus on the government, we focus on the charity or NGO. Also, interestingly, as we can see, the trend is shifting. So before the COVID, all the participants joining the course is looking for finding the merging market, how to expanding their business. But post the COVID, we can see the trend is totally shifting. As now the participants join is like looking for how to avoid the risk of expanding, and how does the different components affect the business growing, such as how does the election, how does the nature, how does the sustainability, how does the culture affect about the business. And regarding the final program, organization leadership, this program is very focused on the organization studies. Kind of like we are cultivating a resilient strategic leader, how to have the strategic mindset, how to motivate your team, and how to liaise the different team working together efficiently. So as you can see, we are focused on the different areas, but at the executive level. Cool. Next slide. Yeah, regarding the whole program, as I previously mentioned, we have 4 modules. So the module 1 start from next year springtime. After you finish the first 3 modules, you will expecting to complete a essay, which is 3,000 words, and after you complete the final module, usually around like October or November, you will have a few months to prepare your final integrative assignment, which is 6,000 words. So you will be travel to Oxford quarterly, and your final graduation would be 2027 summertime. So next month we have our graduation for the 2024 cohort. Yes, we're all super excited for that. And before you travel to the Oxford, we will offer you the pre-reading list available for around like 4 to 6 weeks before the module starts. And also we encourage you to do some self-learning, spend around 6 to 8 hours per week. It's really neat you to have like self-study commitment to do some like reading, case studies, assignment preparation as well. And between each modules, now we have like the 2 new core curriculums initiatives to unlock the greater value from your program. These things are open to all the diploma students can join. Called Executive Insight and Executive Impact Series. It's really nice way to networking with the people outside your program. Sometimes we have the internal guest lectures. Sometimes we have external guest lectures. I joined one session. I feel so inspiring. Yeah. Next slide, please. So probably you guys is curious about what's my Oxford studying looks like. So I just pick a timetable from Strategy and Innovation, Module 3. Why choosing that? Because it always happen in the best weather in the UK. So as you can see, the timetable is super condensed. So we start the lecture from 9 o'clock in the morning. You will have the lunch break, and you will have chance to having a lunch at our business school top pyramid building, which looks super fancy, and the food personally I love it, and also I'm very picky with the food as well. And afternoon you get a chance to have some group discussion, case studies, or also you have an opportunity to experience the Oxford style debating. As you can see at Module 3, we have the punting experience as well. And every time when you come to the Oxford, you will have the drinking receptions. It's really good for networking. Also, you will have the college dinner. Every time we trying to rotate, have the dinner at a different college, which is super fancy, super cool. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah, probably you guys are already aware that Diplomas is really good pathway to Oxford Executive MBA. So after completing your Diplomas, you will have the benefit to have the fee deductions for EMBA. Also, you will have the 4-module assignment exceptions for the course as well. Our Executive EMBA is a 2-year part-time course, but it doesn't mean you have to immediately to join the EMBA because the module exceptions are valid for 5 years, and there's no time limited for the fee deductions. Okay, cool. Next slide. Networking. I believe a lot of people come to Oxford is for that. I know. We definitely have a variety of networks at Oxford or at City Business School. You have the opportunity to be part of it, no matter in your own class, in your own cohort, or across all the diplomas, like Sophia and Dan now, or even across all the schools. Because sometimes we have the MBA students, EMBA students, diploma students, open course students, all happening at the same time. So you get a chance to meet different people from all of the world. And also you will become the ultimately member of Oxford Business Alumni, plus the whole university associate alumni networks. Okay, so next slide. Probably you guys are curious about like who I'm studying with. So here is a typical class profile. It really depends the class size because we know AI now is super popular, so probably the class is slightly larger, but the average class is around 40 people, and we are really proud of our diversity. So across all of our diploma portfolio, all the classes have at least over around like 16 to 18 different industries, over 20 nationalities. Some people even have a dual, triple diversity and passport. Yeah, so they bring a lot of new ideas, and we're really proud of our female participants as well. And this data is based on the past 4 to 5 years, and the most popular industry to join our courses usually is from people from finance, from law, from consulting, technology, and healthcare. So these industry are the mainstream industries. Okay, next slide. Sometimes when I have a scheduling call, people ask me, is this program designed for people who based at UK? Actually, the answer is no. We are open to participants from all over the world. So here is the statistics geographically. As you can see, yeah, actually we got quite a huge group from Europe, from North America. We also have a student from Latin America, Africa, Middle East, Asia. And what amazed me the most is every course we have students fly from Australia or New Zealand. Think about it, they spend 18 or 20 hours flight to Oxford to join this program, which means it's super compelling and super attractive. Okay, so next slide. As I mentioned, because our program is being accredited, so you had chance to become the associate college membership to have experience the prestigious collegiate system. All of our diploma students will become the college member. So you get a chance to use their common room, use the college's facilities, or their own college will have their own activities or networking. I don't know about you guys, but when I was a child, when I read Harry Potter, that's definitely one of my dreams. Yeah, when I'm reading, I just feel like if one day I can sit in that hall having the dinner, it just a dream come true. Now my dream is come true. So next time is your guys. And for students who studied artificial intelligence for business and global business, you'll be allocated into the Jesus College. And for students joining the organization leadership and financial strategy, you'll become the Pembroke College member. And for strategy and innovation students, you'll be allocated into the set admin hall, or we call it Teddy Hall. Next slide. Yeah, so after you complete the diplomas, you will become our business alumni and also the whole university associated alumni. Our alumni is a full lifelong members, and we have a super active global network. The diploma students sometimes will be invited into the 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the annual alumni reunion, and we holding the different multiple events, no matter the in-person or online, locally or globally. Yeah, every year we have the London Business Alumni Dinner as well. You need to wear black and tie. You can meet the dean, the previous alumni. It's really good chance for networking. And start from this year, maybe our recruitment team will be traveling, so you get a chance to meet, join our session as well. And also you have chance to become alumni ambassadors if you're interested. And also you will enjoy the alumni discount for business school. So after the diploma, if you want to do another program, because we have some students do 2 diplomas, 3 diplomas. Yeah, so we do see that quite often. Yeah, so this is a whole information about the diplomas. I hope you guys is already getting excited. So next, we will move to the very important part is what's the entry requirements and how to apply. Regarding our entry requirements, our minimum entry requirements is 5 years full-time working experience. However, we are usually looking for the candidates at executive level or management level. And we expecting our candidates have complete the bachelor degree and with the final results in 2-1 or equivalent in internationally. For this course, we will also have the English language requirements. So for non-English speakers, the language requirements would be IELTS 7.5, no components under 7. However, if you have completed your bachelor degree taught in English or last 2 years you have been working in full English environment, we can offer some flexibility to waive the language requirements. Regarding the materials to submit your application for this course, we don't need GRE or GMAT test. However, we need your up-to-date CV with your academic transcript, so your bachelor degree certificate plus the market sheets with all the modules you've been studying and the results you received. And also we need 2 reference letters from you, at least one of them from the professional body. There's one thing I would like to highlight here is we do not accept the personal email address such as Gmail or Hotmail. And also within the application process, you will be completed 2 essay with answer to open questions. The word limited for each answer is 500 words. Sometimes we do have the very experienced perspectives, haven't done the bachelor degree before, so we will be considering case by case. So if you have a really extraordinary or outstanding working experience, just contact our recruitment team and schedule a call with us, and we'll give you the best advice. Okay. So next is our quite important deadline. So this year we are taking the rolling basis admission process. So we have 3 rounds. The first round will be ending at the end of June, same as the scholarship application. The second round will be it will be finished at the 6th of October, and the final round for the application deadline is end of November for all of the program. However, if you are more linked to the artificial intelligence for business stream 2, which is start at March, and the strategy and innovation online stream also start from March, the application deadline would be 19th of February in 2026. So please bear this timeline in your mind. Next slide is our team. As you can see today, Laura and Kate is here, so it's our team structure. So now we are moving to the geographically, we're looking different region. So based on which country you are living, you can contact our team member directly, schedule a call with us. Or if you can't remember others' name, I know my name is the most easy one. Just to contact me. I will be allocating you guys into our team members. We are really happy to help. And across the year, we will be host the different master classes or different webinars focus on different topics or areas. So you will be receive the email from us as well. Okay. So that's all the information from me. I think probably you guys already learned enough from me. So now we are moving to the panel discussion. So it's my honor to invite them to join because I know they are all extremely busy. Thank you, Dan, thank you, Sophia, and thank you, Arvin, to join today's session. How about we just have a quick introduction about yourself? Is that okay? Shall we start from Dan?
Cool. Thanks, Felix. Hi, everyone. So I'm Daniel Avutia, Global Engineering Manager at Skatek ASA, based in Oslo, Norway, South African. So Skatek ASA is basically a leading renewable energy company. And I studied the diploma in financial strategy, and I'm looking forward to graduation in the next month. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Dan. Sophia?
Thanks, Felix. Hi, everyone. My name is Sophia Khan. I'm based in London. I've been working in the financial services industry for the last 10 years. Currently, I'm working for a proprietary trading firm, which is headquartered in the US. It's predominantly algorithmic trading. So I studied AI for business. I was graduated last year, so I was class of 2023. My role currently is I manage 4 entities in Europe, so 2 in London, 2 in Amsterdam, and I look after their financial crimes program. So there's a lot of kind of movement in terms of EU AI Act and regulating AI as much as we can. So that's my focus.
Thank you, Sophia. Arvin?
Hi everyone, thank you. And I'm Alvin, and I'm the head of European commercial of Walmart. I'm not sure if someone familiar with that company, but we're doing Labubu, which is quite popular right now. And I'm mainly responsible for the business development, new market startup strategy, and key account and the channels management. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Arvin is working for the Pop Mart. It's totally new industry for us. They are like a adult toy things, so it's getting super popular. And the first question probably I will start from Arvin because we have this conversation before. I know before you joined Oxford, you have did some like research and some comparison, right? Like why at the end you chose Oxford and why you chose our diplomas?
Yes, I really did quite a lot of research and for the business school across European because like right now I'm in Paris in business trip and I'm familiar with majority of the European business school. First of all, I'm familiar with few of the cohort who graduate from Oxford, and they are in the financial industry, they are in the retail and hospitality industry, and we are really good friends. They told me Oxford is different with others, and also especially for the side business school, it's a very traditional university, but to give us the up-to-date knowledge align with our daily life, especially when we practice the case study and everything in our class during the class. It's really useful. It's not only the theory, but also the practice in your daily life. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. How about Sonia? Sophia, sorry.
I can be Sonia. Um, so for me, I think obviously working in the financial service industry, it's a very fast-paced environment, and sometimes the business grows so fast the processes don't catch up. So there's always like initiatives to create efficiency. And so I was interested in AI. I did my research. Most of the courses on the market were, master's level courses, 2 years or 3 years part time, and I just couldn't dedicate that much time to gain a qualification, but also learn the fundamentals of AI. So when I came across Side Business School, their offerings in AI for business, it was perfect for me. It was short, it was concise, comprehensive. I Kate was instrumental. She's on the call now. Kate was instrumental in my journey. I asked a lot of questions. What would be covered? The structure.
Yeah.
I could plan ahead for me. Planning ahead. Okay, like I'm going to be attending the university for four times a year. I can prioritize alongside my work responsibilities. So it just felt like the best fit. Obviously, Side Business School is respected institution. The faculty, the teachings, the lectures, it's evident, that the I could not have gained so much knowledge in such a short period of time anywhere
Mhm.
except for Oxford.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely to hear. How about Dan?
Yeah, so I mean, from my perspective, it was looking to build my finance acumen on the day to day. I wanted to transition back into a commercial role and leave engineering, which has subsequently happened. But I was also quite price conscious on the
Mhm.
programs out there and time conscious because I wanted a part-time program. So, and then of course, the slogan and ethos of impact from within resonated a lot with me. As I mean, my biggest, let's say, value and purpose is to basically empower impoverished communities and provide power in emerging markets through renewable energy. So for me, the biggest attraction was the potential return on investment for, good pricing, great network, world-class education. Not to sound very cliche, but it ticked all the boxes, and the flexibility of the program was just amazing. Yeah, and I guess the module structure also made it quite easy
Yeah.
to take in and balance with a hectic work schedule. Yeah, and
Yeah, you chose a
entrepreneurial
slightly
interests.
challenging one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Nice to hear that, and yeah, glad to hear about like what kind of motivation you guys chose from us. The next question actually I've been quite asked quite often is because this course is designed for executives. Always they ask how to balance the study, spend 6 to 8 hours per week, and then you fly here, and then you complete the essay. How do you guys balance your study and work? How about Sophia this time?
Yeah, sure. I know this goes without saying, prioritization is so key. Like I said, I think the course allows you to plan ahead. The faculty, the communication is quite clear. You know when you're going to attend your modules, you know when the exams are. But for me personally, I find it useful actually. Like the learnings, if I learned something from module one, I would tend to talk about it at work, and I was retaining that knowledge, and also integrating it into my day-to-day communication at work, or even outside of work. So I didn't feel like I needed to dedicate X amount of hours. But if there was a subject, there was a module which was a little bit more technical, I needed to study that, or I took some time out of the weekend. But just keep in mind, like if you are able to use that knowledge and implement in your day-to-day interactions, that you are going to retain that, and you'd be surprised when you have conversations, you tend to learn a lot more from other people start having opinions, then
Yeah.
I would have a different perspective bring into the university. So yeah, I would say just keep a prioritization, um try to integrate your learnings into day to day, and that should be enough for you guys to fully understand the modules and the requirements.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. How about Arvin? Because I know you fly across the world all the time, especially now. Like, how do
Yeah,
you balance this, especially also supporting us?
I have to say it's really difficult. Yeah, the first suggestion is I remember to take annual leave or break before the module starts. Yes, because during my first module, I forgot to apply annual leave, so I have to study in the daytime and working during the night, and it was a nightmare. But some tips I think from all class, because everyone has the very heavy workload in their real life.
Yeah.
So we set up some small groups, a discussion group on WhatsApp. So after each of the module, or if someone didn't catch 100% from the course, we're sharing each other with our notes and some sharing points from the module or from the class. And also we're gonna regularly, like probably once or twice per week before the assessment release, and we just review and doing some homework and studying together from online. Yeah.
Oh, that's really, really good to hear, actually. Yeah, one thing probably want to tell everyone like we have the WhatsApp group. So yeah, like our students like the interaction very actively in that group. Yeah, so I think that is really helpful to support the study. Then I don't know if you there can you share some your experience about like how to balance your busy work with and study?
Yeah. Sorry, I got a quick work call, but yeah. So it was basically, I've got two children under 5, newborn. So I
Oh
was
wow.
blessed with a daughter a month before the program. So you can imagine I perfected the art of bottle feeding, typing, being on calls. Yeah. And of course, work travels and personal travel. So I think what helped was the module structure, so the breaks in between modules, so not
Yeah.
having everything at one go. We had weekly study sessions that were not compulsory. So in very complex topics, would have the weekly study sessions, would help a lot. I would say, and taking a break after every module. So one of the modules our family turned to Oxford, which is cool, but I mean the rest of the modules would take a break straight off the module and just reboot and recalibrate, which helped a bit. But it's also the discipline to maximize the time when the kids are sleeping. So like
Yeah.
4 to 7 a.m. golden.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 8 to midnight golden. So you maximize your golden hours and you try, of course, not take away from the kids and your wife. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good to hear actually. Yeah, sometimes if you want to become like very high efficiency, just to block some hours. Yeah, that's really good advice. From the academia, now we move to slightly interesting part. Like my next question is, what's the most favorite part or the memory when you're studying at Oxford? How about this time we start from Dan?
Okay. So favorite academic memory is probably caught between the town hall debate, which is quite good on is AI good or bad for for the public and in general, and then probably closely followed by the behavioral strategy session. I found it quite thought-provoking. We all have a cognitive bias, and basically the way it was structured by such a well-renowned professor and multiple book author was just insane. I mean, we ended up buying all the books, and during the session, I think the practicality of it, that you could take it almost immediately into the workplace. I mean, I manage a global team in 4 continents, travel a lot, intertwine with different cultures. So it immediately helped me to address, let's say behavioral strategy and cognitive bias from my end, but even the tools and processes and frameworks that were shared. Some of them were quite new to myself, being an
Yeah.
engineer. So it was, I would definitely say strategy module. The first module was insane, and then probably debating in the town hall. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love to hear that because
Social memory, punting. I mean, we did
oh yeah.
karaoke. We organized that privately. Karaoke was amazing. We found quite a lot of hidden talents in our cohort. But the punting was also very cool. Beautiful sunshine.
Yeah.
Having a beer,
Yeah.
relaxing. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, I'm also looking for it. How about Sophia?
I have to agree with Dan, although we were in the same program, but the debate was fantastic. Honestly, like we obviously the topics were around AI, but like the industries that we covered, people just wouldn't have, come up, done their research or talked about those topics anywhere else other than that environment. And I remember like we were like the discussions were really heated. I was on the side of saying AI won't, take away the kind of like authenticity of writers, and then the opposing team were like Writers Guild, and yeah, the back and forth, the cheering, and it was just fun. It was the environment was so great to be in. That was probably like my best memory, but I also like the guest speakers. I think business school did a fantastic job in bringing people in. I remember one particular one from human rights organization, and I thought that was fantastic. The lady was talking about how AI is used in basically understanding diversity. And so those guest speakers were really good. And then social, I would say the dinners were great, the food was great, the atmosphere was great. People were just in such good mood, and yeah, like, and you got to really know people on a personal level, and
Yeah.
I've made some friends. I still stay in contact. I actually saw one of them in Chicago last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it is, the world has become a lot smaller actually
Yeah.
from these kind of events and diplomas. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have to agree with you. I listen some like guest speakers. One session is about female power. I think it's quite inspiring to me as well. Yeah, I was like, I'm independent. I'm quite strong. Yeah, I love that. I know Arvin, currently you just completed 2 modules, right? Is there any specific you want to share a little bit, probably you got more things will be happening in the future.
Yes, really enjoy the food and the pub time. It's it's really nice. And I agree with both of Daniel and Sophia and the debating time. Like I'm studying in global business and we have lots of real work case study. We just pretend all of our cohorts are the board member of a company like P&G or all the rest of global companies, and we're trying to convince them by our opinion. And due to the different background from our classmates, some of people they're being lawyer over 30 years and they are thinking everything very critical and very strict in details. And for me, myself, I'm practice my daily life in retail business and in collectible toys in art design. So it's more open, more flexible and focused on the customer service. So everyone have different background, they're gonna share their opinions and they're gonna trying to convince each other. It's not have to be convinced by others, but to have more thinking, more logic way gonna help us in the real business life. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, so next question, I think probably not very relevant to Arvin, but I'm looking forward to hear your story when you graduate. It's about like after probably for Sophia and then I know Dan you have a really good story. How about Sophia? Like after completed the diploma, do you think is there have any like positive impact happen to you or no matter like work-wise or life-wise?
Yeah, for sure. I think my direction of like what I'm doing is completely changed. Like I said at the start, we are looking to create efficiency through like using AI and like, we want to get ahead of the curve and ahead of the markets. And so um, I found that the fundamentals of AI that I learned in terms of transparency and how to regulate it is actually very relevant now. We have the EU AI Act. I'm reviewing that and seeing what we come under scope. Are we a deployer or a provider? But had I not had that basic knowledge, I don't think I probably would have understood the impact of it.
Yeah.
So it does. And just having conversations with people, I feel comfortable having conversations, but not only in relation to financial services. In our cohort, we had people from construction, medicine, like all sorts of industries. So you generally like get interested in like what's happening in terms of AI in other industries. And so I do feel like it was beneficial, how I think about, processes and work, like in terms of work right now, where the future of like, my industry is. It definitely did, equip me for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. And I know, Dan, you have a really, really good story about this, right? Seems you have been used some networking, did something. Can you share with everyone?
Yes, cool. So I was basically invited into the alumni South Africa group in March. So basically, straight after module one of my mates was studying also an Oxford program. So it is quite a big aluminium group in South Africa. So I got added to group in March. I saw a lot of transactions and investment opportunities being shared. So in April, I had been working on a solar project in South Africa with a partner, and we developed it for about 2 years, and we're looking to sell down 10 to 20% for 500 to £1 million for those equity stakes. And I basically, because of the flow and the, let's say, behavior of the group, I had the confidence to share. And I was like, okay, why not? I consulted with my partner, my business partner, and I shared it. I think it was beginning of April. So after a month in the group, I got about 12 private messages, 8 follow-up calls. We did a DD with 4 investors. And by August 20th, I had 500K in my bank account, which is just astronomical as probably one of the most frugal people who was contemplating this program for quite a while. I mean, I spoke, I think, to Marta in 2022 when I just immigrated to Norway. Because of the nuances of having my firstborn, new country, I decided to take a break and reevaluate. But now I had such a regret on not starting it earlier, right? your whole outlook and career trajectory changes. I mean, personally, in my company, I've been promoted, I've been given a massive mandate now. And over and above that, the entrepreneurship interests are just sky high. I mean, it's basically a countdown to jumping on my own. With the empowerment of the Oxford Network, I mean, the belief, the synergies and collaboration is just, yeah, it's out of this world. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
happy to hear that. It just like a very make us feel proud of, and yeah, you have really good achievements, and I hope everyone like you can join our program and have the same achievements as you as well. And yeah, thank you for sharing that. The final bit is really quick. Yeah, because some people I've been talked to, they curious about what's the class. I know the statistics, but I don't know, like, are they have the huge age difference, or how's the relationship between the classmates? Yeah, can you guys share some, like, your class? Or I know, like Sophia mentioned, you visit your classmates in Chicago. Yeah. Is there any other similar things? Shall we start from Arvin? Like, what was the profile in your class?
Very diverse. Yeah, it's very diverse. We got I remember we got 26 people and from 18 different countries and regions. And the age gap is also it's not huge, but it's have so many difference. And one of my cohorts, he told me last time he visited Oxford was 25 years ago. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
only 29 right now, so it was when I was 4 years old. And everyone, like I said, everyone have so different background, which we can share each other with different logic way and in different education background, which is really helpful. Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Sophia, how about your class? I think your class is most popular one, right? So is that similar as a global business?
Yeah, it was. We had a mix of ages. Like I think I was the second youngest in the class. But I love the fact that there were industry leaders already in there, part of the course that you can learn from. And nationalities wise, yeah, all around the world. So which was great because I think people, like when we went for social events, they would bring their, cultural aspect to the social gatherings, which was nice. And yeah, everyone was, you because of the group exercises, you were able to like get to know people on a personal level. So I did make some, good friends out that course who I stay in touch with, and if people, if they want to reach out, if I'm in London and there's something going on, the people, don't hesitate to reach out to you and connect. And I thought that was really nice. It's not your typical undergraduate experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is really different. When at
yeah,
this level, there's a lot of maturity and understanding, and like you have similar interests. And yeah, so it was great to be part of that cohort.
yeah. Good to hear. Good to hear. How about Dan? I know you mentioned a lot like about your stories, and I just look curious, like how does the finance class looks like?
yeah. So I mean, funny enough, we had a lot of very experienced financial professionals who wanted to get the business finance broad spectrum and a bit of strategy. So we had basically the late 20 energetic career starters who were quite high flyers. And then we had the wisdom of, late 50-year-olds. And I think it was quite a mix. I was slap bang in between that. Yeah, I think it was quite diverse. We had people from 6 continents in the class,
Mm,
and the size was perfect for collaboration and building authentic relationships with your court. Yeah, so I think it was quite diverse, truly
yeah,
global. And now I do have a network in Asia or in Latin
yeah.
America. Yeah, so yeah, it was very diverse.
I'm so jealous. I'm jealous of that. Cool. Yeah, I think that's mainly the topics we discussed today. But the final bit is probably everyone can have like a short tips for people who consider about this program. Like, do you have any recommendation? Shall we start from Sophia?
What do you mean by tips? Sorry.
Like any recommendation before if they consider about this program? Do you any one thing to tell them, like do this, do not do this?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Like, do your research. I mean, look at the courses, see, if you ask for like what the content is, just, ask the questions, use a recruitment team. I use Kate a lot. In terms of financing the course, my previous employer actually funded the course, which was great. So, if funding is an issue, there's also like scholarships available, but also ask your employer. I think, present it and the recruitment team will actually help you, outline how to present that to the employer, because I actually got help for that. But see, and just be a little bit more open-minded when you join the course, because there's wealth of knowledge to be retained here and the connections you get. So be open-minded, integrate yourself if you do choose to participate in the diploma, and be open to making new connections.
Oh, thank you. Love to hear. Arvin?
Yes, from my side, just do the pre-reading before the course starts,
Before
and
the reading.
yeah, do the pre-reading because your lecturer gonna share you and the professor gonna share you quite a lot in the reading list, and it's too helpful to make you have a better understanding during the course. And most of the module you're gonna have a discussion, teamwork, and practice during the course. Bring your question and discuss with your cohort and asking your professor. It'll be huge helpful for your study. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I know sometimes when I pop into the classroom, you won't understand. Yeah, do your preparation. How about Dan?
Yeah, I mean, probably the best tip for me would be reach out to the recruitment director that you're interacting with, ask them to link you up with alumni in your niche, right? So I spoke to two people in the energy industry who were, previous grads. And from that, I was able to, course and translate if I could get the return on investment or if it would be tailored and aligned to what I wanted to extract and transition to. So those conversations with the alumni were just, yeah, amazing. And yeah, I mean, Marta was instrumental in arranging those calls, and I still speak to the guys today. Although, I mean, they're in different continents. I mean, they were very
Yeah.
open to share and exchange notes. Yeah, I mean, rigorous academic, but I think not only the financial, but the time aspect, be very smart in negotiating your leave days with your employer. Yeah, so those would be the two
That's
tips.
so good to hear. Yeah. Thank you guys. Probably now we can close the panel discussion. And thank you for Kate and Laura to answer all the questions during the Q&A. However, I do have one questions for the panelists. So probably I'm gonna bother you guys again. And Albert, I know you are extremely busy. If you want to log off, that's fine. But thank you for your time to join. Yeah, so probably I will just ask Dan and Sophia. One of our question is, looking back at your application journey, what do you believe helped you stand out or differentiate yourself during the admission process? What's the most important value you got or you're getting out of the program? I think the second part we already answered, but yeah, like they want to know when you submitting your application, is there anything you highlight to differentiate between you and other candidates? What's the things you think the most?
I think
Yeah, so Sophia, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, sorry, Felix. I think like it's important to not compare yourself with people that you don't know. I think, when I applied, I thought about my experience. Okay, so what am I doing in the industry right now? Where do I see this going in the next 5 years? What value am I seeking from the course, and how do I intend to implement that when I finish the course? It's important to actually have, if you're in that environment, like you can have a, like some desire to learn about the subject, but if you're actually applying that subject already and you want to enhance that knowledge, then this is a great course. But also have a story, like when you do your undergraduate and you have to write your reference, like have a little bit of a story about you. Just be completely honest about what you want to achieve and why you're considering side business school. And think of when you're doing your research, compare the other courses, see what the value add is. Are you able to dedicate 3 years versus 1 year? Is that what it really depends on what you're trying to achieve. But like I said, have a personal story. Really make the recruiters understand you as a person, as a brand, but also what you're gonna. It's a two-way street. It's a relationship. At the end of the day, you're gonna take from them, but you're gonna give back too, right? So to have that in the back of your head.
Yeah. Dan, are you agree with that, or anything you want to share?
Yeah, Sophia's spot on. I would say tell your story, but also highlight your academic and corporate achievements, right? So diverse experience working in multiple countries, your previous studies, multiple master's degrees prior. I mean, that would help you stand out.
Yeah.
Your leadership traits, and from where you started, right? Grassroots, from where you started in an underserved community, and how you've reached where you are, and how you want to impact and amplify your impact through attending the diploma.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. That's really, really good suggestions. Yeah, I think that's all. I won't bother you guys anymore. And thank you, guys, to have a 1 hour discussion with us. Exactly. I know you guys are super, super, super busy. Yeah, final bit is thank you, Laura. To show this, we would love to hear more feedbacks from you guys. So if you can scan this QR code, leave your feedbacks, it will be really, really appreciated, and we will be improving in the future as well. Yeah, we will definitely send it a follow-up email, or to, if you have any questions, contact us. As Sophia said, just don't think you bother us. We much happy to help. Yeah. Thank you guys. So I will be end of today's webinar. I would say it's really, really success, and I'm extremely happy to meet you guys. Yeah. See you everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.